Welcome back, everyone. Here are 15 unbelievable coincidences you won't believe actually happened. Part 7, Number 15, The Talking Dog. A man was walking his dog when he heard a voice that said, "Hey. You dropped something." He looked around to see where the voice came from and realized it was his dog. It turns out that his dog had learned to talk by listening to a TV show. Number 14. The bookworm. A woman was browsing through a set bookstore when she came across a book with a very familiar inscription. It was her favorite book and she had written the same inscription years ago. Note 13, Daval. Daval Travel. A set of twins was separated at birth but reunited years later. They both had the same wife, John. No. 12, the same dream. Two strangers meet and start talking. They soon realize that they have the same dream. Number 11. The Lucky Escape. A man won a lottery ticket. He was so excited that he decided to throw a party. At the party, he met a woman. WHO turned out to be the one. WHO had sold him the winning ticket. Number 10, the pen pal. Two pen pals WHO had never met before wrote each other letters for years. They finally decided to meet in person and it turned out that they were living in the same city the whole time. Number 9. The blind date. A man went on a blind date and he ended up meeting his sister's former flame. Number 8, the case of the identical twins. A woman saw a pair of identical twins on the street and couldn't help but stare at them. One of the twins approached her and said, "Are you looking for someone?" Confused, the woman asked, "What do you mean?" The twin replied, "I'm lost. My brother Andy was separated at birth, but I'm sure you can help me find him." It turned out that they were looking for the same person. Number 7, the parking lot. A man parked his car in a parking lot and went to get some coffee. When he came back, he saw that someone had parked in the exact same spot in the exact same car. N.6, the lottery ticket. A man bought a lottery ticket and won $1 million lion. The next day, he saw a news report about a woman. WHO had bought the same ticket and won $1 million lion. Number 5. The name game. A man was playing a game with his friends. They were trying to come up with the most unusual name they could think of. The man thought for a moment and then said, "My uncle's name is John Smith." His friends were impressed until they realized that the man was also named John Smith. Number 4. The Hollywood ending. A movie producer was looking for an actor to play the lead role in his new movie. He saw hundreds of actors, but none of them were right for the part. Just when he was about to give up, he saw a man walking down the street and he stopped him and asked if he was an actor. The man said that he wasn't, but that he knew all of the best actors in town. The producer asked him if he could introduce him to them and the man agreed. The producer met with several actors, but none of them were right for the part. Finally, he asked the man if he knew anyone else. The man thought for a moment and then said, "Well, there's my brother, but he's not an actor either." The producer said, "Perfect," and cast the man in the lead role. N.3. The airplane. A man was on a flight that was delayed due to bad weather. He was getting increasingly frustrated as the hours passed and the plane remained on the ground. Suddenly, the pilot made an announcement over the intercom. He said, "We're sorry for the delay, but we have to wait for the flight to leave. If it doesn't leave soon, we'll have to cancel the flight." The man rolled his eyes and thought to himself, "This is ridiculous. I'm never flying with this airline again." "As if ante way," the pilot said. "If you would like to cancel your flight and receive a full refund, please let us know." The man was shocked. How did the pilot know what he was thinking? No, las dos. The coffee shop. A woman was sitting in a coffee shop when she saw a man sitting across from her. She couldn't help but stare at him because he was the exact double of her husband. She told her friend about it and her friend said, "Let's go over and talk to him." The woman agreed and they walked over to the men's table and introduced themselves. The man was very friendly and invited them to sit down. The woman couldn't believe her luck. Finally, she would get a chance to meet her husband's double. Then the man stood up and introduced himself. "I'm Mark." The woman and her friend were stunned. They had just met her husband's double. Note las una. The car crash. Two cars collided at an intersection. The drivers of both cars were shocked. They couldn't believe that this had happened, but what was even more shocking was that the drivers were identical twins. Thanks for watching. Do you know any other crazy coincidence stories? Share them with us in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content.